even though we are a virtual school, I
Mm-hmm.
have never been a part of such a strong community of educators and parents.
Yeah.
And the students are committed, they are driven, and even more so, their parents are instilling that in them. And for parents to openly come out to you as an educator and ask, like, what can I do? Like, what do I need to do? Is there anything my child can do? There's just a really strong bond there. And I just kind of fell in love with the community that we were able to create on a virtual basis that a lot of people didn't get to experience during COVID.
Yeah. So you're saying that parents are actually involved.
Oh, yeah.
That is interesting.
Heavily involved. And I do want to share, too. So with our school, we have this thing called a master agreement. And the child, the parent, and the teacher all sign this. It's a legal binding document. And it's stating my responsibility as an educator, your student's responsibility as a student, and your responsibility as a parent.
Yeah.
You as a parent are committing to making sure that the day-to-day work is being completed, turned in, and that you are effectively communicating not only with your child, but with the educator as well. So everybody has clear job descriptions.
Yeah.
We sign on it, and we go based off of that every single day.
That is just crazy, especially, I mean, I don't have kids, so I don't hear too much, but I do have some friends that have kids. So hearing, and most of them are in public schools, so hearing what you're saying and hearing what they say are very different.
Yeah.
So would you say that's just because they're in public school, it's just different?
You know, it's definitely a different community.
Yeah.
I grew up in a public school, like I'm sure you did too, in the normal like brick and mortar, right?
Yeah.
Where we're going to school Monday through Friday. We don't see our parents from, what was it, like 8 until like 2 or 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then a grandparent or parent picks us up. We go home and go about our day. When you're in the virtual academy, you're required to have this type of relationship. In public schools, educators are not being backed. You know, they're
Right.
having to put way too much emphasis on behavioral problems because they aren't getting corrected at home. Or they're not getting corrected by admin. And
Yeah.
admin's just doing a slap on the wrist nowadays, and there's no punishment. There's no detention. There's no repercussions for actions. And I think a lot of parents and students and educators are getting really burnt out, the ones that are dedicated and driven towards their education. And there's just no camaraderie. There's no relationship building between the educators, the parents, the admin, the students. It's just in disarray was what it feels like.
Yeah, which is crazy. And I know we were kind of chatting earlier. Tell us the stat of teachers that are either dropping out post-COVID and all of that you kind of said.
Yeah. So I have done, for the past like 2 years, I've kind of done a little bit of research on the teacher pandemic, I guess you could say now. There's been a 16% decrease in new credentialing teachers from 2022 to 2023. We don't have the stats for 2024 just yet, obviously, because the year hasn't ended. But post-pandemic, so we're talking, what, maybe 2-3 years now, I guess we can consider post-pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
have 500,000 fewer educators.
That's crazy. That is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing a lot more combo classes. And we talked about earlier too, how combo classes were more so the thing when they were pink slipping teachers, which is actually something my mom experienced. She had a combo class at one point. Well, now there's combo classes because there's not enough teachers because people don't want to teach. They don't want to. It's a tiring, grueling job, especially when you're not being supported by your administration because their hands are tied as much as your hands are tied.
Right. It's like you can't really blame them too much. Yeah.